Hey, it's Meatball.
And Mark.
And this is the Rocker Morning Show on demand from 107.7 RKR.
The Humana Honor Medicare Advantage Plan gives you $1,680 back each year in your Social Security check. Choose coverage that helps you keep more money in your pocket. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. The Part B Give Back benefit pays part or all of your Part B premium, and the amount may change based on the amount you pay for Part B. Limitations and restrictions may apply. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
107.7 RKR is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
What is up, my
Yo,
guy?
how you doing?
I'm good. How was the weekend?
Fantastic.
You went out to the east side, right?
Yep, went to the east side, saw the family, so yeah, it was good.
Nice.
It's been a while, so.
Needed a little joy in your life after what happened early Saturday afternoon, yeah?
Well, I went there before Saturday.
Oh, okay,
afternoon,
yeah.
But yeah, Tigers got smoked.
Yeah, that wasn't so good.
Well, I mean, there wasn't even a terrible game necessarily. They had two bad innings, and they just never woke up.
Well, I saw, what was it, 5-1 at the end of the first inning or something?
No, 5-0.
5-0.
It was in the first inning that they got 5 runs scored on them. So it was just, they just never woke up after that. So
yeah. So not a great start to the Tigers in this series, but they still got another chance today. Game at 4:08. Why does baseball do that? Why do they do the weird pitch times?
I don't know. They're just trying to be
different.
Yeah.
More memorable times. Like you were going to remember 4 o'clock or less easier than 4:08.
Yeah. We'll start when that seagull takes a turd on the stadium. It's like, okay, what is wrong with you?
Oh, but Tigers getting game 2 today. 4:08 is the first pitch. So make sure you're good to go there. If you tried to stay up for Sunday Night Football last night, you probably didn't make it. There were storms in Pittsburgh last night, which I was chatting with my buddy, and I was just like, why are these games so late?
Yeah.
And I guess last night's had to do more with weather. And I was like, you're in Pittsburgh. Like, you're the Steelers. Get a dome. You know, like, you're not Green Bay. You don't need to be like, we thrive in harsh conditions. No, just get a dome.
Yeah.
Get a dome, play the game. That way I'm not trying to stay up and watch my Cowboys play at 9:45 at night. Are you kidding me? Jesus. I don't know what time that game. I didn't see a single down. Like, I was in bed at 9:30, and I think I probably fell asleep right about the time the game started. So, saw none of it.
Yeah, that's
absolutely none of it. I think we won. I think my Cowboys won. I don't know.
I heard they got destroyed.
No, I don't think that's right. But yeah, I
won by a field goal.
Won by a field goal. Yay! All right, that makes me feel good. But yeah, pretty non-eventful. Actually, I take that back. Saturday I went out. There was a Halloween softball tournament that was going on out at the the ballparks out there off Douglas.
Okay.
And a friend of mine invited me out there to go check that out. That was a lot of fun. They had like 14 teams that were playing. And I want to say they started playing ball at like 11 o'clock. They weren't going to get done until like 10 or 11 o'clock that night, just playing softball. I was like, good Lord. Like, they played, the people I went to go watch, like, they only played 3 games. They got eliminated like the first round or whatever.
Wow.
But they still played 3 games, and then people were still going to be playing. I was like, that's an insane amount of softball, man. That's ridiculous.
Especially in one day, too.
Yeah. But then after that, I hopped down to Louis and grabbed a couple drinks, which, by the way, this is just an observation thing from Louis. They've got like a fall menu of drinks that were awesome.
Yeah.
Because I love me a good mule. I love me a good Moscow mule. They have something that's like fall flavored. That was I was watching them pour it, and I was just like, give me a mule, but give me something a little different in it. So they poured it, and I saw them pour Fireball into the cup. I went, oh no. This is about to be a long night for Meatball.
Yeah.
No, he poured a couple drinks off of that, and it was just like, it was like fall. It was like Thanksgiving in my mouth for a drink. It was phenomenal.
That's kind of what my tea is like over here.
I know, I could smell it.
It's about as extreme as I get.
Fun day lined up for you. Actually, we have some news on Banana Ball coming to Grand Rapids next year, but there's a little bit of a catch with it. So we're going to go down that. And start of a new week. We're in the new era of the Daily Five where Mark is he got the perfect week last week, Mark.
Man, could I do it 2 weeks in a row?
No, I don't think so.
Probably not.
No, we're not. We are not going to allow that to happen this time. 107.7 RKR. It is the Rock Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
Well, Mark, Banana Ball is coming to Southwest Michigan. I'm so stoked for this.
Banana Ball.
Banana Ball. Do you know what this is?
Savannah Bananas?
That's it.
Oh,
That's
nice.
it exactly.
That's cool. That's
if you're-
basically the equivalent of Harlem Globetrotters, but for baseball.
For baseball, yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty much it. Yeah. If you're not familiar with them, Mark hit it on the head. Essentially, the Globetrotters of baseball. They've had their own style of baseball that they play with specific rules, and they call it Banana Ball. And I believe there's 4 teams in the Banana Ball League that they started. I think that's right.
I know 2 for sure. They got that team that wears all pink.
Those are the party animals.
Yeah, the party
animals are awesome. But yeah, the Banana Ball is going to be coming to Southwest Michigan.
That's really cool.
Their number one foe, the Savannah Bananas, the party animals, like you said. They're going to be up in Grand Rapids, and yeah, they just announced their 2025 World Tour. The Savannah Bananas are going to be playing in. They've already been playing in like major ballparks and stuff. They're going to be playing in 3 football stadiums this year. One of them's where the Titans play in Nashville. They're playing at Clemson, and then there's another football field that they're playing at too. But then, of course, a bunch of other, massive baseball stadiums. And there's a stop at LMCU Ballpark in Grand Rapids where the Whitecaps play.
Okay, so they're playing major baseball and football stadiums and in Grand Rapids.
And that's kind of the catch with this. Banana Ball will be played in Grand Rapids, but it won't be the Savannah Bananas that are there playing it. It is going to be the Party Animals versus a team called the Firefighters, which is another team in that Banana Ball League. But they will be playing Banana Ball with all the right rules and everything, and they promise the same, fun stuff, the stunts and the games and all that. So they just will be in the bananas. That's it.
So it's Party Animal Ball.
Well, the game is Banana Ball, but the party animals are going to be like, I think they're essentially the home team, basically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems a little misleading.
Well, it's kind of tough because
Well, I've seen other people talk about this, and they're using pictures of the Savannah Bananas,
right, and
who aren't actually going to be there,
right, and that's the catchy thing is the Savannah Bananas started Banana Ball, which has the different rules and stuff where if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out, type of stuff.
So when do they play in Grand Rapids?
This is June 12th of next year.
Okay,
like I said, they're going to be playing at the field there where the Whitecaps play, and. Yeah, it's going to be a similar experience. The problem is the Savannah Bananas have just gotten so big now that they can't get into the smaller markets anymore.
Right. So what are the rules? Do they have different baseball rules for this?
So for Banana Ball, every inning counts, and they have a 2-hour time limit.
Okay.
So basically, if you're playing up and you get to the 2-hour mark and you're in the middle of the 7th. You finish out the 7th inning, and that's it. So that's the end of the game. There's no stepping out of the batter's box.
Okay.
No bunting. Batters can steal first. So if there's a wild pitch and you're only on strike 2 or something, you can take off.
That's kind of interesting.
No walks allowed. So lots and lots of swinging, that's for sure. If it does come down to a tiebreaker at the end of the 2 hours or whatever, they do a 1-on-1 showdown tiebreaker. So it's basically pitcher, catcher, batter, and I think one fielder maybe or something like that. No mound visits allowed with the pitchers either. And like I said, if a fan catches a ball, it's an out.
That's really funny.
But they've got players that are they're pitching and batting on stilts, that's one of my favorite things is they have this dude, they have an umpire, at least for the Bananas. I don't know if he's going to be there for the Party Animals, but he's all of 5'3". It's a pretty short dude. There's one of the Bananas will step up into the batter box and he's wearing stilts. So
okay,
what is the batter box like? What is the box look like? How do you call strikes for that?
Yeah.
So it's a ton of fun. They do TikTok dances. They do all kinds of fun stuff. And And it's still going to be a blast. Again, the Bananas aren't going to be there. Actually, the Bananas are going to be playing in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark the next day. And I think they have 2 games there that they're playing. And I think they're playing the Party Animals. So they're going to come down the day after they play in Grand Rapids. But yeah, man, it's still going to be a ton of fun. I know it's not going to be the Savannah Bananas, but it'll still be banana ball. It'll still be fun.
Nice.
Yep, for sure. So, like I said, Bananas are going to be playing some ball in the area. My brother lives in Cincinnati, so I'm going to have to drag him out to the ballpark because I think in the 8 years that he's lived there, he's never been to any of the stadiums or the ballparks.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got to get down there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to drag my brother to the field. If it takes a Savannah Banana game to get my brother to go to a baseball field in Cincinnati, I think we'll make it happen.
It's time to turn up your dials and tune out the traffic because we're playing the Daily 5 on the Rocker Morning Show. Testing the mental magnitude of your favorite morning monkeys on the radio. And now, your hosts for the Daily 5, Meatball and Mark Frank House.
It is the Daily 5 where Mark and I ask each other questions. The other one answers. Today, Mark is asking the questions. I am answering. I got some help on the line today from Becky. Good morning, Becky. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. Thank you for asking.
That's great. You got to help Meatball get 3 out of 5 questions correct. If you do, he will take the 1-0 lead to start the week. If not, I will continue my winning streak.
We got to stop the streak, Becky. We got to stop the streak.
All right. Sports is question number 1. Only one city has ever won 3 major championships in 1 year. Who was it? Was it Detroit, New York, or Chicago?
Yeah. Any ideas?
Well, I'm thinking here, Detroit, New York, and Chicago. Chicago and New York have the advantage because they have extra baseball and basketball teams. And football in New York.
Chicago.
You're feeling Chicago?
Well, I was kind of born there, around there, somewhere around there.
Okay. You have the added aspect of the Cubs and the White Sox. Obviously, the Cubs didn't win until recently, but I think the White Sox, the Blackhawks, and the Bulls in the 90s wouldn't be a bad guess. So I'm kind of with you, Becky. I'm feeling Chicago.
Want to try it?
All right, let's roll. Chicago, final answer.
Chicago, final answer. In 1935, in football, hockey, and baseball,
Detroit.
The Detroit Red Wings, the Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Tigers all won their championships.
Pre-Super Bowl.
Pre-Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, dang it. All right. A little older than we were thinking, Becky.
Yeah.
History. Question number 2. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who authored Sherlock Holmes, also penned what book? Was it The Invisible Man, The Lost World, or The Scarlet Letter?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you want my wild guess? But I wouldn't know either way.
Let me hear it. What's the wild guess?
The Invisible Man.
Man, I was feeling that one or Lost World. But no, Lost World, not Land of the Lost, Lost World, right?
Correct.
That's Michael Crichton.
I don't think it would be a Scarlet Letter.
I don't think it would be Scarlet Letter either. I think you're right. I think it's The Invisible Man because The Lost World is Michael Crichton. Yeah. You know what? Let's do it. Let's go with the wild guess. Invisible Man, final answer.
Invisible Man, final answer. It was The Lost World, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Crichton wrote Jurassic Park.
Oh, he wrote the sequel. Okay.
No, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote The Lost World in the 1800s.
Oh, that has nothing to do with dinosaurs.
No, it has something to do with dinosaurs.
I'm so confused.
Gotta run the table. General knowledge.
All right.
You might know this one. Blue Ribbon Sports would go on to become what brand? Reebok, New Balance, or Nike? Blue Ribbon Sports.
Meatball, I have a wild guess, but so far my guesses haven't been great. So how about I guess and we pick opposite of my guess?
You know what? Let's try it. All right.
Okay.
What was the wild guess?
New Balance.
Okay, so we're eliminating New Balance. Nike, or what was the first one? It was
Reebok.
Reebok. I kind of feel like it might be Reebok. Not really basing that off of anything. It just feels a little more like
Current?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Nike has always been its own brand.
This might be the one that my guess would be right.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm feeling Reebok. Your wild guess was New Balance, but you said go against it. I'll leave it to you. How good do you feel about your wild guess now?
Let's go Reebok.
All right, we're going Reebok. Final answer.
Reebok, final answer.
We were both wrong.
It was
weren't we?
Nike.
God dang it.
Yes. Well, the streak continues. We go up 1-0 to start the week, and man, just could not get it. So, unfortunately, could not get the W, but you are going to have a fun time regardless, Becky, because you're going to Donut and Beer Festival.
Hey!
Hey, we'll see you there. Thanks, guys.
Heck
You're
yeah.
welcome. .1077 RKR. It is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
Interesting story out of Battle Creek recently. A woman is in trouble after calling the police about her missing children only a few hours after she reported them missing. And don't worry, it's not like an awful thing, but it's still not great. Per the Battle Creek Inquirer, 32-year-old woman reported her 7- and 1-year-old child missing from their home just after 2:30 in the morning. This was last Friday. Told police that she left the house around 5 and returned at midnight to find her children were missing. Nobody else was in the house. Well, it came out that she didn't actually get home until 2 a.m., which is why she didn't make the call until 2:30. Police have taken her into custody for child neglect. As for the kids, the 7-year-old happened to contact a family friend on an iPad while they were at home, and the family friend came to pick up the kids who are now in custody of other family members. But you left a 7-year-old and a 1-year-old home alone. And it doesn't say like what she went out to do or anything, you know, but I mean, she was out until 2 a.m. So
Yeah.
we can make some assertions there, not to jump to too many conclusions, but like, what was she thinking, man? A 7 and a 1-year-old by themselves.
That is ridiculous.
And Michigan doesn't have any laws as far as like how old kids need to be left alone, but like you kind of have to use some common sense there, yeah?
What was the oldest you remember being left on your own?
Oh gosh.
Because I was at least 11 or 12.
Yeah. Well, and you had your older brothers kind of to keep an eye on you too. Like if your folks had to run out or something like.
Oh yeah, big difference if you've got somebody who's old enough to babysit. You know?
Right. And like I'm the oldest of two, so like, you know, after a while I kind of looked after my brother. Mm-hmm. But man, I was definitely double digits, 12-ish, maybe 11-ish. Yeah, I think so. Probably 11 or 12. I just can't it's insane. It's crazy to think that you're going to leave somebody. I hate leaving myself alone for 9 hours, you know, like as an adult. You know, when I had to live with my folks for about 4 months, you know, they would like leave me a list. I'm like, here's this. I was just like, you're really going to leave me alone in your house? Like, do you remember when I was a child?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I can guarantee you even, you know, I'm glad it all worked out in regard to that the kids were safe. They were taken somewhere and they're with, you know, family and stuff now. But like if they hadn't called the neighbor and they did end up staying home for 9 hours or whatever it was by themselves.
That's still neglect.
Yeah. I guarantee you, even if she hadn't gotten caught, she'd never do it again. Do you know how much trouble and chaos a kid that age would cause in just like 10 minutes, let alone 9 hours?
It's amazing that they contacted a friend and did like the responsible thing, unlike their parent.
Even then, it was probably an accident. You know, they were playing on the iPad and just wanted to talk to somebody or something. But still, like, if you left just the 7-year-old, if you left a 7-year-old alone for even just 1 hour, every wall would be a Picasso. There would be food in every crevice of the couch that you would never, ever get out again. Something would smell, but you'll never be able to figure out what it is. And Cheerios. There would be Cheerios everywhere, in everything, on everything, absolutely everywhere. This mom would never leave that house again and never not have eyes on those kids ever again. I can guarantee that. Oh, God. Thank God they're all right.
1077 RKR. It's the Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
If you're looking for something creepy and fun to go to, if you're looking for like a particular location to go with your friends, maybe your family, there is a spooky place in Michigan that is safe to take kids to while also being able to enjoy like all the creepiness that Halloween has to offer throughout our state.
Okay.
I found a town. This could easily be the best town to be in during Halloween, outside of Salem, Massachusetts, of course. That may be Tilson Street in Romeo, Michigan. Some time ago, the residents on Tilson Street, they decided to, decorate their yards for Halloween.
Right.
And then they all started coming up with more elaborate designs. And then everybody on the street kind of started one up each other.
Those are the best.
Fast forward a few years, and this became a destination. Now, everybody on Tilson Street goes way over the top. Just an explosion of decorations. And basically every house now has this super elaborate design. And I got a video of this from a few years back you can watch on the 1077 RKR app.
These houses are insane.
Aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
So much work put into this. In fact, I have a friend I'm actually going to be writing about within the next couple of days who's got a yard display, which may be the most elaborate yard display I've ever seen.
Oh.
It's crazy. This popped up on my Facebook feed and I was like, dude, tell me how you did this. But he isn't a part of Tilson Street, but he looks like he should be right there. But Tilson Street is really cool, man. The nice thing, too, is you can visit and go trick-or-treating there on Halloween for absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a thing.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to go.
All right. You might be a little too old for that, though.
No. I'll just say my costume is Benjamin Button, and I'm actually 13 years old.
I'm pretty sure that kind of thing could earn you a visit from Chris Hansen. And not a costume, but the real Chris Hansen. Don't do that. 1077 RKR. It's a Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
The school's back in session. Unfortunately, that means there's going to be a few towns in Michigan that may see a larger amount of drunk driving in the area, as there is a list of the top party schools in the country that a few Michigan schools have found themselves on. Shouldn't come to as much a surprise as it is, but now, if you're a student looking for a good time, that may sound awesome, having party schools around, but for the unsuspecting pedestrian or driver who has to avoid drunk driving, maybe a dangerous place to be. So just keep your head on a swivel, especially during like game nights and stuff.
Yep.
Hopefully by now people understand to call a rideshare service and make plans to get home safe, but you can never predict when someone will drive drunk. Lansing actually made the top 20, coming in at 18 on the list of biggest party schools. That's Michigan State University.
Yep.
And U of M still made the top 35. They came in at number 32, but still out of the entire country, that's still pretty dangerous. Like, East Lansing and Ann Arbor might be a little dicey to drive around at night. So just kind of keep your head on a swivel if you're traveling or going through there. We go into detail about this on the 1077 RKR app. I know, Meatball, you've alluded to you were a bit of a heavy drinker in college.
I did, yes.
How much drinking and driving did you see or know about?
I mean, so when I was in college, obviously we didn't have the rideshare stuff. We didn't have Uber. We didn't have Lyft or anything like that. So it was probably more prevalent then. But I don't know. I feel like we were fairly responsible. I mean, I will not lie and say that I was not guilty of this myself from time to time because, when you get certain things in your system, you make bad decisions.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need somebody around you to tell you, hey, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. I was lucky that I had a lot of people in good places that could take care of me when I made those dumb decisions. But I definitely, I would say that drunk driving is down now from what I would say is when I was in college.
True.
Because of rideshare services. And there's studies out there too that like there's actually, college age kids really aren't drinking as much as they used to.
Right.
So you've got more sober friends out there that can drive you home from those parties and bars and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like it's a little safer now, but I mean, it's not obvious. It's very clearly not gone.
Yeah. And Kalamazoo is a party town, well, college town too. So I mean, it's like, you're going to have the parties out there. But 978-1077, are there services out here in Southwest Michigan, other than the obvious rideshare apps that we know about, that can assist students getting home safely? Because I feel like the college should have like a golf cart service, something a little more convenient than a car, and can get you from point A to point B swiftly, but without having to worry about someone throwing up in my car at 2:30 in the morning.
1077 RKR is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
Delish.com recently releasing their top sandwich shops for every state in the country. Normally, you take these lists with a grain of salt. Because even in like the state of Michigan, everyone has their own regional favorites. Oh, yeah, a little salt on the sandwich. Yeah. Everyone has their own, regional favorites and stuff like that. But I think they probably got this one right. Not necessarily. I haven't been to this sandwich shop, so I don't know. It's on the east side. It's in Oak Park, so right around the Detroit area zoo.
I was just there.
South of Royal Oak there, not far from your neck of the woods, yeah. The best sandwich shop, according to Delish.com in all of Michigan, is Ernie's Sandwich Shop.
Oh, man.
You been there?
No. I got to check this place out.
Inside of Ernie's Market, he opened the market in 1955 as a corner market and grocery. Big box stores moved in and kind of gobbled up that business or the grocery stuff, so he focused more on the meats. Became a meat market and things like that. And then later on pivoted to making sandwiches, and he's been thriving ever since. Might also be the most pure Michigan sandwich shop in the state as well, because he serves Faygo and Better Made chips with the sandwiches. Very good call on that one. And he's got, it looks like he's got a lot of the Faygo and like the glass bottles and stuff too. That's sweet. So yeah, Ernie's Market, 978-1077. If you've been there, because I'm curious, like if you think it actually lives up to it, or if you've got other suggestions for the best sandwich shop in the state. Mark, I'm curious, like if you go to a sandwich shop or you go to a deli or whatever, like what are you looking for that ultimate sandwich? What makes it a good sandwich? The bread has to be crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. Okay. And usually it depends on what I'm into. I'm a big fan of like cold cuts. Mm-hmm. So I'm a big fan of like, give me the bologna, give me the ham, give me the turkey, load that bad boy up, slap some mayo on it with some finely shredded lettuce, some juicy tomatoes, some onion, a little pepper action, salt and pepper on that bad boy. I'm a fan of like the cold cut with the mayo. That's my go-to really. I don't think I've had cold cuts in a while. A lot of the sandwiches I eat are like hot sandwiches, like, hot Italian or meatball subs or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe I do need to go more cold cut. Do you like a ton of meat on there? Like, just stack dense, that sucker. Just make it like a skyscraper of meat. My dog also likes that too. A lot. Just getting hound dogged every bite. Let us know the chat feature if you think there's better sandwich shops in the area. Because Ernie's is on the east side. I don't think they deliver out here. So if we're gonna find a hell of a good sandwich shop out here to go to, and don't say Subway or Jimmy John's, like come on, I still eat there, of course I do, but give me a good deli, give me a good sandwich shop, give me one where you walk in and like if you take more than 15 seconds to order your sandwich, you start getting yelled at. Like those are the kind of deli places I'm looking for, right? Dio on 107.7 RKR. It's a Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse and Meatball. Meatball, did you realize that there is a tiny Michigan town that once held a mass funeral for 30,000 pizzas? Oh no! What? Maybe you listening didn't catch that, but 30,000 pizzas are buried somewhere in Michigan. And trust me, fact is stranger than fiction on this one. If you open up the 107.7 RKR app, you can read about how nearly 30,000 pizzas are buried in northern Michigan. The governor of Michigan at the time even delivered a moving eulogy. What? Trust me, if 30,000 pizzas bit the dust, I would be in mourning too. Same. I'm sad when I finish a pizza, let alone like have to bury it. So so why are we burying pizzas? What happened here? So back in 1973, when the local pizza manufacturer Mario Fabrini, who owned and operated Papa Fabrini Pizzas, was first contacted by the FDA
regarding some of the pies that were being produced in his factory in Michigan. The FDA suspected a contamination in his factory, particularly with the canned mushrooms that went on the pizzas.
Oh, no.
So I guess he had told the news, like, all I could think of was, oh my God, not me. What if somebody gets sick or dies from this, you know? So no illnesses were directly linked to Fabrini's pizzas. The Ohio company that supplied Mario with his mushrooms had suspected botulism contamination. So the FDA basically ordered Fabrini to get rid of the 30,000 cheese, pepperoni, and mushroom pizzas.
Okay, so they're buried? He didn't just throw them away?
Yeah. March 5th, 1973, he gathered his 22 factory employees, a handful of reporters, local residents, and joined in him with the ceremonial funeral for the sullied pizza pies.
And am I seeing this correctly? There is video of this funeral?
Yes.
On the app?
Yes. There's video footage of this. It's a short documentary. And Michigan governor at the time, William Milliken, gave a moving eulogy for the pizzas.
Oh my gosh.
Listen,
I have to imagine those pizzas aren't there anymore. Like they're probably
Oh yeah, they're probably. Well, I would hope that they're disintegrated.
But like, can you imagine?
But,
like, if you buried a whole bunch of pizzas and like all the ingredients started, sprouting up, like you got mushrooms growing out of the pizzas.
I would hope for the fact. I would hope for everyone's sake that they were hallowed grounds, because if they weren't, and they were somehow haunted, that is one thing you would not want to come back to life. Or try to resurrect.
Just a haunted pizza chasing after you.
Sometimes dead is better.
The Humana Honor Medicare Advantage Plan gives you $1,680 back each year in your Social Security check. Choose coverage that helps you keep more money in your pocket. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. The Part B Give Back benefit pays part or all of your Part B premium, and the amount may change based on the amount you pay for Part B. Limitations and restrictions may apply. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.